All right, friends, welcome back to art class. Today we are going to be continuing our weaving lesson. You're going to be getting your looms back, and we're going to be doing that same pattern to fill up our entire loom with our weft thread. So remember that over under pattern. Sometimes I like to think of it as like skipping one and then going over the other one, or skipping them and going under all of them. So whatever way you can think about, just to keep repeating that same pattern again. To tie on an extra piece of string, I will have them in the middle, and then we're going to do that square knot. So it's just like tying your shoe. You cross the laces and then you pull, and then you do that again, you cross them, and then that's your double knot, that's your square knot. So we're going to continue that process until our loom is completely filled up. Once your loom is full, then we are going to be flipping our loom over to the back side, and we are going to be cutting it away straight across. So you're going to get some scissors, and you're going to go under all of the white strings in the back, and you're going to cut them loose. Now this part is kind of tricky because we need to carefully and gently pull the white strings out from the loom. You can keep your loom, you can take it home. Next, we are going to do a double knot on each two white strings that are hanging off the edge. You will have an odd number of these. So the last string you will do twice. Each two white strings, first knot and a double knot. Gonna flip it over and do the same thing again. Except this time you will have 8 strings, because one of them will be a colored piece of string from the rest of your weaving. So this time you don't have to do another one twice, because you'll have an equal number of strings. Double knot each one. And then we're going to take some scissors, and we will trim away all of the extra loose white strings. Make sure you're not trimming too close to the knots that you made, so that you are not accidentally cutting them free. There will be a side of your weaving that has maybe some knots in it and some other things. So we're going to talk about what side to kind of glue down and what side not to glue down. Then we're going to be getting some scrap pieces of paper. This is where we're going to start collaging. You're going to get a 6 by 8 piece of paper for our collage, and then you're going to be getting smaller pieces of paper. These pieces of paper you will need to cut and trim down to make them smaller each time. So you're going to measure and cut and make each one smaller so that they fit in each other, so that you can see the 3 different layers of collage paper. Then you're going to find the cat or dog picture that you like. You're going to trim it completely out and align that up with yours as well. See how your blanket fits. And like I said, there will be a good side of your weaving, and then like more of like a naughtier side. So you want to make sure you add glue to the maybe not so good side. This is a very special tacky glue that we're going to be using today that's going to hold everything down. You just need a tiny dot in each corner and press and hold it down for a couple seconds. This collage paper is a little bit thicker, so we want to make sure it stays down as well as our weaving. Couple dots, press and hold it. And then we're going to add a nice sized dollop of glue in each corner, maybe one in the middle as well. Flip it over and press and hold it down. You should be able to take this home with you today, but just try not to like push it in your backpack or crinkle it. It should dry on its own if it stays flat. And make sure your name's at the bottom.